To me, it sounds like it came down to, in the fourth quarter, who does Joel Embiid want to bail him out of yet another game?
Oh my goodness.
Why did Joel Embiid's Olympic decision stir so much controversy in France? Joel Embiid has officially joined Team USA for the upcoming Olympics, causing a big stir in France. So, what exactly is happening at the moment? He had initially planned to play for the French national team in the Paris Olympics, but changed his mind. Frédéric Wise, an Olympic silver medalist from 2000, expressed his strong feelings on his radio show in the French station RMC. Wise didn't hold back, saying he thinks Embiid is a great player, but also a very disrespectful person. He also said that he hated him for what he did. According to him, Joel doesn't show respect for France or for people who are struggling to get a French passport. Yet, he got one easily because he's a great athlete. Wise added that it's scandalous and embarrassing. Joel Embiid's switch to Team USA for the upcoming Olympics has left many in France upset, especially since he had initially wanted to play for the French national team. Former player and now TV analyst Frédéric Wise didn't hold back on his radio show on the French station RMC. Once again, another session in Embiid's prime has ended without a championship. Will his playoff luck ever change in Philly? Joel Embiid carefully sat down to explain another season-ending playoff loss, a scene Philadelphia fans know all too well. Usually Embiid does this alone, but this time Tyrese Maxey was right there with him. Just like on the call, Maxey is expected to stay by his side as long as their contracts last. Maybe the future will finally be different from the 76ers, after trying various teammates with Joel Embiid, like Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler and James Harden. The Sixers now believe they found the perfect partner in Tyrese Maxey. Maxey had a breakout season, earning him first All-Star spot, winning the NBA's Most Improved Player award and scoring 46 points in a crucial Game 5 win in New York. Just like with Embiid and Simmons, and Embiid and Butler, the only sure thing in Philly is a disappointing postseason. The 76ers' first-round exit against the Knicks means it's been 41 years since their last NBA championship. They haven't even made it past the second round since 2001, when Maxey was just 7 months old. The 76ers were 31-8 in a regular season with Embiid, a pace for about 65 wins, but a poor 16-27 without him. As Embiid goes, so do the Sixers. Joel Embiid just needs more help, and aside from Tyrese Maxey, the 76ers haven't provided it. Every year a new player comes in, and the next year they're gone, Embiid said. The same thing kept happening. This is the first time we have someone like Maxey who was amazing this year, one of the 10 best players in the world. How did starting forward Tobias Harris go scoreless in Game 6, taking only 2 shots in 29 minutes? This game was likely his last as a Sixer, with his 5-year $180 million contract ending. Harris, who has been quite unpopular among fans, averaged 17 points in the regular season, but only 9 points in 6 playoff games. This was his first scoreless game since joining the Sixers for the Clippers in February 2019. When asked about his potential last game in Philly, Harris replied, "Not really thinking about that, but thanks." Harris leaving would free up space in the salary cap, giving the Sixers about $65 million to use this summer. The team's management isn't afraid to spend, as seen with the big contracts for Embiid and Harris. Maxey is expected to get a max deal soon, possibly as early as June 30th, when free agency starts. So Embiid thinks that they have some experience together, so he thinks that's the way to go. They just have to keep building around it and find the right mix of people to make it happen. The Sixers were happy with how Kelly Oubre Jr., Kyle Lowry and Nick Batum played, and they might bring them back on 1-year deals. With money to spend, the 76ers could go after a big free agent. They once considered signing LeBron James. Could they try again to team him up with Embiid for a championship run? Clippers forward Paul George might be another top target if he opts out of his contract. Coach Nick Nurse, who won a championship with Pascal Siakam in Toronto, and coach DeMar DeRozan might look to bring them to Philly as well. Embiid played through injuries again this postseason, including one good leg and Bell's palsy. Injuries are a constant issue for him, as he has never played 70 games in a season. Despite being last season's NBA MVP, Embiid plans to play for Team USA at the Paris Olympics. While playing with top players has its benefits, the Sixers might prefer he rests and recovers in the summer to start the next season. Embiid said he thought he could have taken more time to heal and get better this year. He's always had the mindset of playing through injuries, and he doesn't see it as an excuse. He felt mostly healthy. A former All-Star guard who now works for the Knicks said he was trash-talking Embiid during games in Philadelphia. He didn't know Embiid was injured at the time. In Game 1 at Madison Square Gardens, Embiid made an alley-oop play to himself off the backboard and fell to the court in pain. A few days later, it came out that Embiid, who had knee surgery during the season, also had Bell's palsy. Starks, who's been attending all the Knicks' home playoff games with other former players, got riled up after comments from backup centre Paul Reed. Reed said before the series that the Knicks were Philadelphia's preferred matchup. One idea to improve things is trading Markelle Fultz, but he's dealing with thoracic outlet syndrome, so it's uncertain when he will return to form. Zaire Smith, a rookie, hasn't played due to a foot injury and allergies. Justin Payton could help, but he's had foot injuries since being drafted, making him unreliable. Some league insiders think Philly might aim for key players in the buyout market, like they did last year with Belinelli and Ilyasova. But relying on buyout players isn't common. It just adds to the challenge of making Embiid, Butler and Simmons click on the call, especially with other weaknesses in the team. Brown's job won't be easy anytime soon. It's still early, Embiid mentioned. He added that they are still figuring out each other's game. They just need to understand each other's style, like where someone prefers to get the ball and how they like to play. And about the loss, he said they were winning. The last 2 games, they were just unlucky. Getting Jimmy Butler was supposed to help Philly get closer to the goal, but now, with the trade done, the Sixers have some pretty big gaps to fill if they want to make it happen. Look at Philly's recent losses to the Pacers and Nets. It might be tempting to blame it all on Jimmy Butler. Having an all-star on the court could have really helped the Sixers win. But there are other problems too. The team's depth is one big issue. In Friday night's game, Embiid, JJ Redick and Ben Simmons scored a total of 80 points. But the rest of the team only managed to score 21 points, shooting just 8 out of 32. Embiid, who turned 30 in March, faced health issues again this season. He missed 30 games around the All-Star break due to a torn meniscus in his left knee and played with Bell's palsy throughout the playoffs. In the Sixers' last 2 losses, he appeared limited and fatigued. In Game 4, he played the entire second half without resting for the first time in his career and barely rested in Game 5. The Sixers usually thrive when Embiid is on the court and manage to hold on when he sits, but they couldn't win by large enough margins despite his heavy minutes. 44 in Game 4 and 48 in Game 5. He found out in Game 6 after a dominating performance, scoring 39 points and grabbing 13 rebounds, but it wasn't enough. Afterwards, he downplayed concerns about his left knee, saying it was healthy, though he wore a brace during the game. "It sucks to lose," Embiid said. "The goal is to win a championship. Anytime that doesn't happen, that's all he cares about." Embiid was eliminated from the playoffs by the same organisation that sparked rumours last spring about being a potential landing spot for him if he ever decided to leave the only franchise he's ever known. However, Embiid has chosen to stay, and those rumours are quietened down. Despite this, questions remain for the Sixers. Will they enter the off-season as one of the most intriguing and potentially optimistic teams in the league? Will they do well with the other players? Do share your thoughts with us in the comments below, and also don't forget to hit like and the subscribe button. Until next time, see you later.